ability. And let me tell you, I wanted to go join the military. I wanted to serve my country. I wanted to be involved in athletics. I wanted to be at college. And I was such a strong Christian. I had prayed all the time, God, wherever you want to send me, just pick me and send me there and I'll go. And then next thing I know, I'm in a rehab facility in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm being taught how to live my life in a wheelchair. Everything I thought that I had earned in my life had been ripped away from me. All my athletic ability was gone. I had a traumatic brain injury, so I only had about 80 or 90% of my normal brain function was there, my cognitive reasoning. And I was surrounded by so many people who were just trying to cope with the fact that they were going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. And so it's a very difficult thing to go through. And as I started coming through that, I started looking around and I was saying, Father, I asked you to send me to a battlefield. I asked you to use me in powerful ways. But I think you might have misunderstood me. I meant, send me to the Middle East. Let me fight for America, whatever you want from me. But now you have me in a rehab facility. But as I started looking around, I realized, wow, I'm in such a unique position to be able to speak into these people's lives. Because normally if a pastor just shows up at one of those hospitals and they can walk, it says, you have no idea what we're going through. How can you speak to what's going on with us? And then people just block them out completely. But God put me in a perfect spot to be able to make a difference in those people's lives. And then I have heard from so many people there who told me that if it wasn't for me being at that hospital, being a ray of light, then they would have committed suicide. And so it was an honor for me to get to be there. And then as I left that rehab facility, I went back to my home in North Carolina. I was still incredibly injured. I had lost about probably 120 pounds. I was incredibly, incredibly small. My face had been sunken in. I felt like everything had been ripped away from me. And I continued to try and push through life, but I kept thinking, okay, I'm going to be able to walk. I'm going to make it through this. And then, as a year anniversary came around, and then a 2-year anniversary of the accident, I realized, man, I'm going to live my life in a wheelchair, aren't I? And when I realized that, I got into a very dark place. I got very down on myself. And I know a lot of people who, when I meet them, they say, Madison, walk me through your life. It's incredible how everything happened. The way that, your accident propelled you to a position to be the youngest congressman ever elected. It's incredible. What a blessing. And I look at them and say, you have no idea what I had to go through. You had no idea how difficult it was. Because probably the most difficult thing I ever had to decide is if I wanted to continue living. I was living a good life. Like I said, I had an incredible family around me, but no matter how much fun I was having, no matter how good my life was going, I could be having the best day I'd ever had since the accident, and then I'd have that one nagging thought in the back of my head that would say, but how much more fun would this be if you could walk? And it was that little dart that the devil would get through my armor every single day, and so I was robbed of my joy. And I was trying to make a decision if I was going to carry on or if I was just going to give up. And I literally made a T-graph of the pros and cons of living or not living. And as I was going down that list, I had regained my voice, although my voice had changed a pretty significant amount from the injury. And I had regained most of my brain function again. And so as I was making that list, the thing that really won out on the pros to staying alive was the fact that I know that I have a Father in heaven who has me here for a reason, and that I still have the ability to make a difference.
CEO of Turning Point USA. If you liked this video, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Turning Point USA.